Hello everyone, this is RLT152. This is the first in a series of videos where I'm going to go over my hat collection. I have a ton of hats, probably at least 60 caps in my collection, if not more. And so what I'm going to be doing in the next set of videos is I'm going to be breaking this down into several different categories, and I'm going to be explaining every one of my hats for you. Been wanting to do this for a while, and I'm finally getting to it now. First off, what I'm going to start off with is the Phillies Father's Appreciation Day hats. This is a game. They have it usually the Sunday on Father's Day, or whatever's the closest to Father's Day, depending on their schedule. And every year, they usually put out a hat, with the exception of a few years. I'll tell you about that later. They put out a hat. And I've probably gone every year since like the early 90s, but I don't have the earliest hats. In fact, a lot of the earlier hats, I don't know where they are, but I still have a ton of hats here to show you. The first one I have goes back to 1998, and I have every hat every year since then that they gave out a hat, so I'm going to show you. It's 3, 6, about 14 or 15 hats, I think. So, yeah, so without further ado, here is the first hat that I have. Not the first hat that I got, because I don't know where the earliest ones are, but this is from 1998. This is the Phillies interleague cap that they wore for a number of years. They don't still wear it, but they wore it for about at least 10 years. You can see it has a blue rim here, and it has a blue star and a snap in the back. I'm going to try to show you all the different types of adjustables they have in the back. All of these hats, I believe, are adjustables. I don't think any of them are fitted for any of the hats I have. Well, bucket hats, I guess you can kind of say, but not really. Because the next one is a bucket hat. First of a few that I have, a red P. This is from 1999. Next one, first of two straw hats that I have. This is from 2000. With Phillies across it. Nice hat. This next hat is from 2001. Probably in the worst condition of any of the hats, I think, because I wore this a lot for a long time. This is 2001's hat. Philadelphia Phillies with the script, established 1883. The Phillies, if you don't know, are actually the longest one city, one name franchise. They never officially changed their name. They went by the Blue Jays unofficially for a few years in the 1940s, but they've been known as the Phillies ever since they started. 1883, it's like I said. Next one, 2002, is this, Aussie hat. This I think is pretty cool. A blue Phillies P with two stars next to it, and a little, it's like they have underneath. Next hat, well, next 2 years, 2003, they did a t-shirt. 2004, they did an apron, so I don't have them here to display since I'm only doing hats. But, so now we jump right to 2005. This is a reversible bucket hat they did, the only reversible hat that I have. It says the Phillies. This is the script logo from the 80s and 90s with the burgundy red. And then if you reverse it, you have a dark green color with the P kind of like stitched on, like a patch. So this is one side, and this is the other side. On now to 2006. Another dark, kind of like a navy blue Phillies hat with a red P and a buckle in the back. And actually stitching, I'm going to notice a lot of the newer caps I know now have stitching, but this is from 2006 and it has stitching in the front and along the sides. Now to my second straw hat. This is from 2007. Similar to the other one. A little different, and it has just the P around it. We now move to 2008. This was the hat from 2008. This is actually the Phillies logo from the 1960s and 50s and 60s, and their current hats are a lot based on that, except for the P was a little thinner. and then the Phillies with the red star. So like I said, the official logo from the 1950s and 60s on the front of this cap. 2009. Now, another bucket hat, similar to 1999, I guess is what I was going to say. Same color, except for if you notice, the P is actually red, white, and blue, which is supposed to represent and is basically the replica of the red, white, and blue P's that not just the Phillies but all of the clubs wear, I believe, on Memorial Day and the 4th of July on their caps. So this is what the Phillies P looks like with the red, white, and blue. Moving now to 2010, got the Sarge cap with a, it's not an actual signature, but actually kind of a copied signature. Gary Matthews Sr., the Sarge, who, if you don't know, played for the Phillies for a number of years, in I believe the 1970s and into the 80s. I'm not 100% sure on that, but and then he became a Phillies broadcaster. He's been in the Phillies broadcast booth now for a number of years. His son, Gary Matthews Jr., played baseball for a while. Don't know if he's with any team right now, but I remember a bunch of years ago he made that really great catch, one of the best outfield catches I ever saw. But anyway, back to Gary Matthews Sr., now the Phillies broadcaster. This is a hat reminiscent if you've ever watched the Phillies game on television that he wears. Obviously not the same hat, but it's, you know, supposed to be, it's the burgundy red color, I guess, or is it, or is it maybe more of the red that they wear now? I think it's more the red they wear now. But anyway, you know, based off of that with the flat bill on the top and in the back, the current P. So maybe I guess it is the current red color. And you can wear it either way. You can wear it in the front or in the back. I've worn it both ways. The next one we go to is a Phillies cap from 2011, getting towards the end. This is an all-white cap, which thankfully I haven't gotten that dirty yet, because a lot of times white things, white t-shirts and stuff, I usually get dirty. But white P with kind of red stitching in the back. And also I want to notice, this is actually his interesting cap. It's the first Father's Appreciation cap in a long, long time. In fact, the first of the ones that I have to have the snaps in the back, which I think is really, really cool, the adjustable snaps. You know, it was something that they had a lot when I was little, and it went away for a number of years, and now it seems like it's coming back, which I think is really cool. So, and also the 1883 on the side, which, like I said, was the year the Phillies were established. So they've been around for almost 130 years. And lastly, but certainly not least, this is the hat from this year, 2012. I mentioned we saw a hat with the logo on it earlier, but this is the actual P, the script P, from the 50s and 60s, which is, you know, similar to the one they've worn for the last 20 years, but it's a little different. What I kind of like also about this is the front stitching and on the side, and you know, to the hat, and up to the top of the hat, and also the netting. I really like this netting because I only have a few hats with netting. There was a promotional hat that I'm going to do in my next video that similarly had netting, but there was like another piece of cloth in the back, so you couldn't see through it. But this, you can see right through it, actual netting, and once again, the snaps. So there you go. So the last 2 years for the Phillies Father's Appreciation Day caps, they've done snaps. So that's my first video. I hope you enjoyed it. You know, I'm going to do a number of videos after this on some more Phillies caps and some caps from some other clubs and some non-sports caps. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment and let me know what you thought. Thank you.